Hello viewers, welcome to ICSE English Academy. Let us continue with Act 3, Scene 2. This scene is supposed to be the most significant because Mark Antony, the whole changes the whole scenario. The tides are turned towards the conspirators. Let me tell you the backdrop of this scene. We all have seen that Brutus in his speech has made it very clear. All the Romans believed that Julius Caesar was very ambitious. He was very greedy for power. If Julius Caesar was alive, all the Romans would have become the slaves. That is the reason why he has killed Caesar. No doubt he loves Caesar, but he loves Rome more. That was the reason given, and all the Romans, the entire Romans, were happy that Caesar was killed. Now, the Rome was furious about Caesar. In such a condition, there was only one person, Mark Antony, who was for Caesar, who loved Caesar, who liked Caesar, but he was so very helpless that in front of such a mob, he cannot utter one word against Brutus because the entire Rome praises Brutus for killing Caesar. That is the most difficult situation which was handled by Antony in such a beautiful way and in such a skillful way with a lot of wisdom and diplomacy. Now, with his speech, he changes the whole scenario and the entire mob becomes so very angry and they rage against the conspirators, and there is lot of revolution, the changes brought by Antony. The whole Rome will be burning. They will be fuming against all the conspirators and they are ready to kill. The mob becomes so very violent that they all rise against the conspirators, like Cassius, Brutus, everybody. They just wanted to kill them. So what makes him like that? It is the oratorship of Antony. It is the speech of Antony which makes them like that. So let us see how wisely Antony will change all the citizens of Rome. Now, Brutus has given permission to Mark Antony to address the mob. Of course, some conditions were laid where after Brutus leaves only from the same pulpit, even Antony has to speak, and he cannot blame one word, or he cannot blame the Brutus and group. He cannot talk against them, and it is the permission given by Brutus for Antony to speak. All these conditions were laid, and in such a difficult scenario, Antony is ready to address the mob. Now let us start from here. Antony: you gentle Romans, citizens, peace hold, let us hear him. Now Antony is calling all the Romans gentle Romans. So he is giving some good impression for them. Citizens, peace hold, let us hear him. Now all the mob, they just want to have peace and they want to hear to Antony clearly. Antony: friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them, the good is oft interred with their bones. Now he is calling all the Romans as friends, countrymen. He is requesting them, lend me your ears. Please listen to me. I have come here to bury Caesar, not to praise him. So very starting speech of Antony is very clear. He want to give the impressions that he is not against the conspirators, he is not against Brutus, Cassius, etc. He was on behalf of them only he is speaking in such a diplomatic way. He is telling, though he hate all of them. So he says, I have come here just to bury Caesar. I am not for praising him. See, the evil things what men do, the bad things what men do, it lives after them. Even after they die also, it will be alive. But the good, whatever they have done, it will be buried with their bones. That means people will not remember the good things done by a person, but the bad things done by a person will be remembered forever, even after his death. So let it be with Caesar. So this is the thing which happens with everyone. Let it happen with Caesar also. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. So he is taking the name of Brutus, that too in what a way? The noble Brutus. Brutus is very noble, he is honorable, and he has told you that Caesar was ambitious. If Caesar was ambitious, it was such a grave mistake of him, grievous fault of him, and grievously hath Caesar answered it, because he did such a big mistake becoming ambitious, and he has paid the penalty for his ambition through his death. That is the penalty he had to pay. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. He is telling this word. Caesar was killed by Brutus because he was ambitious. It was the fault of Caesar. That's why our honorable man, Brutus, has killed him. Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Even all those people who joined Brutus in assassinating Caesar, they all are honorable men. See the word he is using for Brutus. He is just confusing all the Romans. Romans should think, is he praising them or is he really condemning the act? So they get confused in the beginning. So Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. And further he says, I have come here to speak about Caesar in his funeral, because Caesar was my friend. He was very faithful to me, and he was just to me. But Brutus says he was very ambitious, because Brutus is an honorable man. He had brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Caesar waged so many wars. He brought so many captives to home, that is, the country of Rome, and all the money what he got from those captives, it filled the general treasury of Rome. That means the fortune was filled in the treasuries of Rome because he brought many captives. This in Caesar seem ambitious? Is this act of Caesar look ambitious for all of you? Bringing lot of wealth to Rome, winning many wars? Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? Do you think this is the ambitious act done by Caesar? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. When all poor people in Rome cried, Caesar, he was weeping for them. Ambition should be made of stern stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. See, when all the poor people cried, Caesar was so kind, he was so generous, he started crying for their sake. Is this act of Caesar ambitious? Is he greedy? If Caesar were ambitious, then he would have been stern stuff. That means he did not cry, he did not weep for the sake of poor people. Do you think this act of Caesar is ambitious? But Brutus says he is ambitious. That means he is ambitious because Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? You all know, Romans, that I presented him a kingly crown 3 times, but he did not accept that. He refused it. A person refusing the kingly crown, do you think he is ambitious? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure he is an honorable man. Thrice I presented him the crown, but he did not accept it on that day of Lupercal festival. Any person who is greedy for power or ambition, immediately they will accept the crown. But Caesar was not like that. He did not accept the kingly crown also. Was this ambition? But Brutus says that he is ambitious. Surely Brutus is an honorable man. I speak not to disapprove what Brutus spoke. I am here not to speak anything against Brutus, but here I am to speak what I do know. But I really want to speak what I know about Caesar. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? Just when Caesar was alive, you all loved him so much. Without any cause, you were loving him. But later now, you don't have time for him to mourn for him. You don't have hearts to mourn for him. O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beast. All your hearts have become brutish like beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me. Finally, he said one sentence which made all the Romans to think. All of you have become like beasts with brutish nature. You have lost a reason to think which is good, which is bad, who is right, who is wrong. That is the meaning he is telling. Hint directly he is giving. Bear with me. You have to wait for me because my heart is in the coffin of Caesar and I must pause till it come back to me. Then the first citizen, he started thinking. Methinks there is much reason in his saying. Now the first citizen started telling, I think there is some reason in his saying because the crown was presented to him 3 times. He refused. When the poor people cried, he cried with him. He brought a lot of fortune to Rome. He brought a lot of captives to Rome to fill the treasury of Rome for the sake of people. In spite of all these things, Brutus says He is ambitious. Brutus is an honorable man. He's praising Brutus, but giving all the good reasons of Julius Caesar. Now the first citizen started commenting there should be some reason in his saying. Second citizen, if thou consider rightly of the matter, Caesar has had great wrong. If this is true, what he is saying, then they have done something wrong to Caesar. Third citizen, has he masters? I fear there will be a worse come in his place. If some wrong thing has happened, then I feel some worst ruler will come in his place. Fourth citizen, marked his words, he would not take the crown, therefore it is certain he was not ambitious. Marked his words means, have you noticed what Antony said? He offered him the crown 3 times, but he did not accept it because he was not ambitious. This shows that he was not ambitious. First citizen, if it be found so, some will dare abide it. If he is not ambitious, definitely these people will get it. Second citizen, poor soul, his eyes are red as fire with weeping. Now they turned to Antony. Now these words refers to Antony because Antony has cried so much for the sake of Caesar. Now they are noticing the eyes of Antony, which has become very red like fire with weeping. Now they are showing pity for Antony. Look at this poor fellow, poor soul. His eyes have become so red like fire with weeping. Third citizen, there is not a nobler man in Rome than Antony. Now they started praising Antony. They don't have proper reasoning, this mob. They are now they when Antony indirectly in a sarcastic way he praised Brutus and he was praising, truly he was praising Caesar. Now they started realizing slowly, and there is no man nobler than Antony in Rome. Fourth citizen, now mark him. He begins again to speak. Listen to him. He is going to speak again, Antony. But yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reverence. Yesterday, one word of Caesar would have changed the world if he was alive. But now he is lying there like a dead body. And look at the people, there is no one to pay respect for him. O masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong and Cassius wrong. See, if I speak good of Caesar, fill your hearts and minds, you will rage with mutiny. You will get so very angry and uncontrollable. There will be mutiny and rage. If I do like that, I'm doing something wrong to Brutus. I'm doing something wrong to Cassius, who you all know are honorable men. Look at the sarcasm here. He says, see, you all know Brutus and Cassius, they are honorable men. How can I go wrong against Brutus? How can I go wrong against Cassius, who you all know are honorable men? They all are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you. I cannot go against Brutus or Cassius. They are alive. So I will go against Caesar only, who is dead. I will make him wrong. Who you all know are honorable men, because For you all he is an honorable man. They are honorable men. Caesar, anyway, he is dead. I will make Caesar only wrong. To wrong myself and you, then I will wrong such honorable men. But here is a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. It is his will. Now, the actual reason, the evidence he is giving. I found an envelope in the shelf of Caesar, cupboard of Caesar, that is parchment. It is given parchment is nothing. Parchment is nothing but the envelope. Closet refers to the shelf or cupboard. There it is his will, and you know the meaning of will. Will is something written by a person before his death, to say what all the properties, whatever he is having, to whom it should be distributed, in what way it should be distributed, or what are his wishes. Everything will be mentioned in the will. So Antony is telling, I have found the will of Caesar in his closet. Closet refers to cupboard, and it is a parchment. Parchment, this is the word parchment, means envelope, and in this envelope it is there is his will. It is sealed, that means it is covered. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read, and they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds and dip their napkins in his sacred blood. Do you know what is there in this will? If I read the contents of this will, there will be mutiny among you people. You will start loving Caesar so much. You all will go. You will fall on the dead body of Caesar. You will start kissing the wounds of Caesar with love, and you will dip your napkins in his sacred blood. Yeah, beg a hair of him from for memory. You will pluck the hairs of Caesar's head, and dying mention it with their wills, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue. And you will start presenting that hair of Caesar uh, to everyone, to your issues, thinking that it is very precious to have such a rich legacy with this, which is like a present given to your issues, to your children. So now the total emotion is put up the uh, on the people of Rome. He has told them there is a will enclosed in this, and if you come to know the contents of this will, you will be filled with lots and lots of love. You will go and fall on the dead body of Caesar's wound, Caesar, and you will start kissing the wounds which are caused by stabbing by by all the people, and you will dip your napkins in his sacred blood, and you will pluck the hairs of Caesar out of love, and you want to give it like a present to your wards, to your issues, to continue with the rich legacy. Such kind of change will take place. Telling like this, he will stop. Fourth citizen says, we will hear the will. Read it, Mark Antony. Now, fourth citizen suggested, we all will hear the will. Mark Antony, read it. All, the will, we will hear Caesar's will. Now, all the people there, the mob, they started screaming, we want to know the contents of the will. Mark Antony, you read the will, Caesar's will, we want to know. Now, Antony will convince them what are the contents of the will, how he will read it, in what way he will change the mind of all the people to create love in the minds of all the Romans. We will see it in the next video. Subscribe for more content. Thank you.